No still seems to be a heater, which is good. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we will be doing part 7 of my Powerwall project. So it's been about a couple of weeks since I've had an update of my Powerwall because, you know, it got a bit exhausting and now, yeah, back into it again. So I had 9 PCBs left. So that's only enough to do one more column because I'm doing 7S and there's 2 left over, which is a bit of annoying in number, but I'll use those other 2 PCBs in another project and in another video at some point. And so we're going to make one more column of 7S, but I decided we are not going to kind of hook these up as part of the string for each row, right? We're just going to make a separate pack and parallel it in. And for that to happen, we need a BMS, a separate BMS, because it's going to be a standalone pack. This is just a cheap 25 amp one. It's got a common port for charge and discharge, and we'll be using this Heltec 7S balancer. So in another video of mine, I think it was the last video, I showed you the 3S version of this. So same thing, but for 7S. And I'll show you the existing Powerwall just so you have an idea of why I don't want to kind of just increase each separate string in parallel, but creating a whole new system from scratch and joining that in parallel. I'll show you why. All right, here's the Powerwall currently in my garage. So my shed is not built yet. It's been really terrible weather at the moment. And so this one here, this was the original board, okay? It's got everything. It's the main board. It's got the BMS on it. It's got the bus bar. It's got the balancer. The standalone inverter there before I got the hybrid one. And then, so this is string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then to increase it, eventually I just added these two in parallel. So this, and this are one parallel row. Okay, these are not separate packs. It's just as like string 7, this is string 6, 5, and so on, all the way down to 1. And on the PCB, you see I've got these rings here, ring terminals, and it just becomes very cumbersome. And to join this in parallel, you know, I wanted to make it modular enough so I could disconnect it and move it around. Required XT60. Yes, there's a lot of faffing about. As you can see, it was very, very tedious to do. So what I'm going to do is use this board. And unfortunately, I couldn't find the same size as this. So this is the same size in terms of height, but width it's a lot bigger. So it's all right. I'll just use it. We'll make this a separate system, and then we'll just parallel it up to the bus bar, which is now pretty crammed. I could join it up to the PCBs here because this is basically an extension, but I don't want to load up this with too much current. So I will make some sort of connection. I'll probably use an Anderson connection, put another one somehow, or I might remove this inverter and put it on the new board and use these connections to have another Anderson connection to the bus bar in parallel. And yeah, it's going to be fused just like that other pack over there. Let's go to circuit breaker actually. It will be fused, so it's all protected. So what I'm going to do now is basically build the pack onto that board. And what I did before, I'll go back to the office. So I learnt from experience, I actually wired it all in now and tightened it, because it was very difficult to do once it was all mounted. And we got M4 screws, and we have a, what's this, size 7mm spanner. All right, so I'll put that on the board and I will loop you in. But before I do that, yeah, so this is the main positive, and right down the bottom is main negative. I won't, I've got to think about what I'm going to do. I might just put a fly lead out so I can tighten it while it's here. That would be the most sensible thing to do, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'll do that. 25 amp cable, because 25 amp max BMS. I'll do that so I don't have to reach in and try and tie it in later. Okay, catch you in a bit. Alright, I realize this is a really big time jump, but I was just in the zone and I did it. And I learned a few lessons, but I obviously didn't learn from one of them because this is not going to be perfectly straight, and we'll see that when it goes next to the other boards. But you know what? It's DIY. So let's have a look at the components. So this is string. This is cell 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 cells. And here is the BMS, right? And I had the foresight to buy some of these terminals for this purpose. Otherwise, they're going to be really far away, right? And here is my new technique of doing the balance wires. So we have like a terminal block, then I can measure it up all the way there, and these wires I will loom together to make them a bit neater. So there's the BMS one. So this way I'm not actually cutting the BMS wires, and this is the balancer. And voltage test, I could have done it, but I'll show you if I can do it with one hand. I'll do it from, oh, a bit hard to do it here now. Let's see if I can do it. 28.6 volts. Okay, what we're going to do is going to hook the balancer up and see if it starts doing some stuff. You beauty, it is balancing. Is balancing between 1 and 2. It's little numbers here. 1 and 2, 2 and 3, 3 and 4, 4 and 5, 5 and 6, 6 and 7. So 1 and 2, it's shifting. So this is all I'm going to do for tonight. The next bit will be to create an Anderson cable, hook it up to there with my circuit breaker, and I have to do the same to the other side, and then make a longer cable so I can join them together in parallel. But before I do that, I'll have to make sure all the voltages are the same, of course. So that'll be done right now. All right, check it out. It is now been added in parallel. So I think I showed it in the last video. There's my 30 amp fuse right before the main terminal posts here. And we are now going to an Anderson connection. And there's another Anderson connection over here, which runs all the way back to the main bus bars here. And this cord is, I can't remember, I think it's 4 millimeter cord. So yeah, 30 amps max, which is why I didn't bother to put a fuse on this side. It's ring terminal all the way in, and the fuse is here, obviously, well, the circuit breaker. It was at 25.5 volts over here, and that pack was 25.5, 25.4. I've just put it in. So now it's all in parallel. There we go. So I'll wait till the morning where I can supervise it and give it another charge. And then we'll go from there. We'll do a bit more tests and draw a big load and see how it all goes now with this extra board. This is my powerwall when it's drawing about 2.13 kilowatts. See where it's all heating up. There's wires there, the PCB traces. Over here as well. Good thing is there's no cell sticking out that is warming up too much. That's good. See the PCB here is getting to about 27 degrees. Those points are heating up. No cell seems to be a heater, which is good. That piece is getting hot. 43 degrees. See trigger here. 45 degrees on this one. That feels a bit warm.